welcome everybody to session number 15, I believe. Referral Secrets Revealed, everything you want to know about referrals but were afraid to ask. Now, I'm your mentor coordinator, Michael Black, and of course John Anderson is here helping me also from the mentoring team. It's always good to have him here. And I appreciate, Mark, you providing the venue as always and the recording and things. And we're very lucky to have a place like this to be able to gather in a safe environment and discuss different ideas and marketing for our businesses. So what we have here is basically going to have three different items that go with it. The text, Referral Secrets Revealed, of the presentation I'm going to give. You've also got a snag and distribute file here for Referral Secrets Revealed. We'll get into that later in an exercise, but this will contain done-for-you templates that you can use for your business. All you have to do is customize a few spots and use them to market your business. And then you've also got a free little gift here, 101 unique ideas for clients. I won't be covering anything from this document. However, it does contain a lot of great ideas, and I would just suggest that you look through it, and it'll give you great ways to kind of reward your clients for referring to you. So we're going to go ahead and get started then. And the first thing I wanted to discuss was, why would you want to have referral customers anyways? I mean, the truth of it is that they're cost effective. They're going to have less price resistance than you would a normal customer. Since they referred to you by other people, they'll be more likely to refer. And in general, you'll find that referral customers, since they're sent to you by someone that is a friend of yours or a business contact of yours, they will take what you say with more weight, and in general, they'll be a better customer. So really, and you know, some people want to build, I've heard them say, 100% referral-based business. And for me, I do want referrals, but I don't want any over-dependence on any one form of marketing, because if your referrals dry up, then that's a problem. And so some of what we'll discuss here will also be strategies to use referrals in different ways, so that if one referral method, because PepNet's a referral method, but also sending out sales letters, emails, and other things, providing materials can be ways to generate referrals as well. So we want to find ways to increase that for you. So the first big section we're going to go ahead and cover here, and of course I get to talking pretty quick sometimes, gusts of up to 100 miles an hour, who knows. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop me. I really want these sessions to be a place where we can learn together, discuss things. I know personally, I always get things out of these sessions for myself, ideas that I never thought of, and so I just encourage feedback and discussion among all of us during this time. So the number, or at least the first reason referrals get overlooked in a business, is that they're taken for granted. You assume that you're getting referrals, you don't track them, they're not quantified. And you do a good job, and we all do good jobs in our businesses, but oftentimes I find entrepreneurs think that just because they do a good job, they'll get referrals. Just because you do a good job, you'll have a successful business. I mean, the world's full of people that did excellent jobs, but still failed in their industry or in their niche. So we want to go ahead and take a look at those things, and remember that referrals are something that you need to focus on, maintain, and market just like you would any other product or service. And we'll go through these pretty quick, because I don't really want to spend too much time on these first early 5 reasons. And once again, this kind of plays into the first one we're discussing. People are satisfied with the work I do, so I must get referrals. I'm a good guy, I do a good job, I get referrals. But the thing that I've found today anyways, and I think that that's a problem with many businesses, is that customer service is dead. I mean, it just does not exist. Now you're expected to bag your own groceries in grocery stores when that was unthinkable before. I mean, I know the days when the gas attendant came out and pumped the gas for you are long gone, but so is customer service, and I think that that's a real problem in our economy, because the customers are what make us and keep us in business, and so if we don't maintain that relationship with them, then we're going to fail in our business. So a lot of what this is going to be designed about as well is how can you build passionate advocates for your business. Not just people that appreciate your business, but actually leave using your products and services with a smile on their face and know, like, man, John did an excellent job for me. And so knowing that, they want to spread that wealth with everybody else. And so that's a real big part of it too, and that's why customer service, I think, is so important today. Third reason would be people fear that you're too busy. I've got a great quote here that I love from Yogi Berra. Nobody goes to that restaurant anymore. It's too busy. And I just think that's very funny, because it can be that way in our businesses. If they feel that you're too busy to take care of them as a client or as a customer, they're not going to refer their friends and family to you. So you need to make sure that you're not dealing with that type of problem in your business. Because you got to remember, people are always tuned into WIIFM. What's in it for me? And that's really what this is about for them. And so you've got to make sure that you're providing a level of service and quality, and also making them know that, or helping them to know that you are available for the needs of their friends and family. And so sometimes, even if you are too busy, then don't be afraid to make that damaging admission and say, hey, I can't accept a lot of referrals right now. I've been so focused on my existing clients and things of that nature, and that will make people feel more comfortable if they think that, or perceive that you might be very, very busy and unable to take care of additional clients. And so, making that damaging admission, it makes you human. And then straying into another topic that I'm not going to get into, but just mention, if you're too busy, that is a sure sign that you need to raise your prices. Okay? Raising your prices will mean you make more money serving less people. The clients that you do lose are going to be the bottom barrel clients that really weren't worth that much money to begin with. They're probably, honestly, a pain in your ass. And I have those clients too, and you have to not be afraid to fire them. I mean, no one put a gun to your head. You don't have to. You really don't have to. Fourth one, out of sight, out of mind. I know, coming from me, I love my business. I love what I do, and I'm often up to the wee hours of the morning working on my business. When I wake up, it's the first thing I think about. On Thursday, I hop up, I'm like, ooh, PepNet Day. Monday, I hear that opportunity alarm go off. I'm ready to go. And so our customers are not that way. They don't wake up thinking about chiropractic or keychains like you were selling today and some of these other things. They wake up thinking about themselves, WIIFM. And so you have to make sure that you're providing opportunities for them to refer to you and not expecting that they just flow to you because you eat and sleep and breathe your business. And this one actually, I think, ties in with the fifth one. And this is actually the biggest number one reason that I run into for failure with referrals. So, does anyone know what the second easiest person in the world to sell is? No worries. No worries. That's the first easiest. And actually, that's a good reminder because my cell phone is not off either. If you have your cell phone on or anything, you might want to turn it down or off.
I'm sorry. My daughter's in surgery this morning, and I'm waiting for a call from her. So it might be.
No worries. No worries. Well, I hope that goes well.
That wasn't her.
Okay. But the second most easiest person to sell is going to be a referral to you. The first, as Mimi pointed out, is the person that already does business with you. So you have to give, the best thing you can do is give your customers a reason to refer to you at the moment of purchase. Instead of waiting to follow up months later, hit them when they're the happiest with what you do for them. Which leads us into the nuts and bolts of a power referral system. So what I want to do is sit down and work through some of the things that you need to implement in your own referral systems to make sure that you're maximizing your profits from that. And so any referral system has got to have 5 elements to it. It's got to save time, effort, and money. That's what systems do for us. It has to address not only your existing prospects, it should address prospects that have not yet come into your business, clients that have already done business with you, but also joint venture partners. And this is something that's real important because right now, as a part of PepNet, we have, on average around 50 members, high 40s. And in that group, I can guarantee you that there are people that would be perfect joint venture associates for you. For instance, massage therapy and chiropractic, or chiropractic and acupuncture, which Jim Evans does. There's natural tie-ins. Even Mimi, power partners. And even Mimi, I could see possibly doing some things with Nancy. There's all kinds of different ways that you can work together. You just have to think about it.
Darnell.
Yeah, Darnell. Yeah. But your referral system should also deal with multiple sources at once. It must generate high-quality leads, and it must be duplicatable and repeatable. And that's the point of having a system, is that it continually brings in leads, generates referrals, and follows up with those referrals in a predictable, repeatable manner. Some of the tools I use for that would be email and marketing software and things of that nature that stay in contact with people. And then the next one, here's the first mastermind opportunity of the day. Who else wants a referral system? So I thought we could take a moment to sit down and work together on a volunteer's business and talk about ways that we might actually implement a referral system for that particular business. So do I have any volunteers for that? Okay.
I did have something for the general group for like referrals and stuff. Is to if somebody has like a business, and I'm not downplaying the community, but if somebody has a business in the group that they don't necessarily have a product like I do, they have gift certificates for people in the group that they can just purchase, like for the $25 or whatever, and say, here's a gift certificate to somebody else's business. That it's not only a referral, but it's also, you know, within the group, knowing that we can refer somebody or give somebody something in the group that they already know and are familiar with, and then that could be also used as a referral, that I gave this gift certificate, and it's also a referral for the group.
So let me make sure that I've got what you're saying right. And you're saying, so basically you're getting gift certificates from businesses in PepNet to then give out to people as a referral to go to that person.
Right.
Awesome.
So like Michelle,
like that.
you know, Michelle had that $25 gift card for the Outback. So if she didn't, you know, if she didn't have any idea as to what she could do, she could just, you know, give $25 to anybody in the group that would give gift certificates or that percentage off or that amount off to somebody in the group. So you can not only use it as a referral for the group itself, but that would also be conducting business between the people in the group.
Well, I like that idea, and that's, once again, the power of the mastermind. I would tweak that a little bit and say, what if we did some kind of gift certificate exchange? Just using, say, Michael here and Sue as an example. You're in complementary, non-competitive industries. So what if you traded out, say, $100 worth of gift certificates between each other? She gives you 100, you give her 100, and then give those out to your clients as gifts or as incentives for promotions for coming in, or well, I can think of a variety of different ways to play that. But what do you guys think about that? I think that's a great idea.
Well, one thing Donnie did, he sends out a mailer every year to all his clients. And then to help defray the cost of the postage, he had Harry and myself put a flyer in there also, and then we paid 1/3 for the 1,000 stamps that he was going to buy. Mm-hmm. And then he stuffed them. He did all the work. We just had to get him the thing. So, you know, it was a group helping each other.
Exactly. And I remember Harry's doing a lot of fun stuff. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in contact with him and kind of schedule things up, but I actually was seeing if he'd be able to make a guest appearance, because the referral system that he's been running now for months, his Hawaiian vacation, is a very good example of a referral system. And he's sending someone to Hawaii, which is expensive, but he also knows that the 1,000 referrals he's going to get over the year is going to more than pay for a trip to Hawaii for not only the person, but probably for him and his family too. So that's a great example of how members can work together. And I think that with 47 on average, 50, that's just something that should really not be overlooked in our group. So, but you can do different types of referral systems, either money-based, gift-based, prize-based, or recognition-based. And so using Sue's business as an example, wood products and things of that nature, you could, well, taking a look at that, what appeals to you about these different ones, like a money-based, gift-based, prize-based, or recognition? Because
I do a lot of donation stuff, so for me to just sit here and say, hey, look, I'll donate this, that to me is nothing. You know, I'm more than happy to, you know, for anybody that's, it's not maybe any of these, but it's, you know, maybe recognized, but that, my brain just stopped, that I'll do the free laser engraving, make it personal, and then that's not only getting my product out, it's getting my business card out, and then people usually come back to me and say, hey, look, I won this at this deal, or I purchased this, or whatever, and then I need more laser engraving done. And that's usually how I get my referrals, is by doing donation pieces and stuff like that.
Well, I think that's a great idea too. And what if you, because you do have a lot of variety of different things you could offer, and you know, case in point, this pen that's been very popular around PepNet. But even giving pens of this nature, rewarding people that do business with you that like pens of these natures and might show it to their friends, that would be a good idea, I think. And so I think that, I mean, you're donating products, but I think that also fits under the head of gift-based. And so I'm even imagining that you could do, well, an actual referral program where you have these items that you give out, and you can say, And there's actually a sample of this later that we'll get into, but essentially you could have a flyer of some kind that says, here's my referral program. If you refer 3 people to me, you get this. 5 people, you get this. 10 people, you get that. And then if you're giving away your own products, of course, you have to be careful about that because you don't want to cannibalize your own sales. You don't want to give away products that people would be buying from you anyways. But if you're also using it to push sales as a sales tool, then it makes sense. And so something like that could be effective for you, especially if you're having unique items like a gun pin on there that people haven't seen before or other things. And with the customization factor, it does make different things appealable to all kinds of different niches, if you will. But when designing a referral system, the key thing is to think about is how are you going to reward people for referring to you. And there,
Mimi kind of piped up. She wanted to give some ideas on that.
I'll be your business staff. We can think of or brainstorm on ideas.
well,
Because at this point, what I do, if I get a referral,
yeah, that's better. It's how do you do referrals
the
now?
person who gave me the referral gets $25 free product. So a few months ago, I had a girl refer me to a party, and then she changed her mind about things, and we had to do some creative exchanging. But when I came down to her total, I said, well, it's actually going to be this. It's because I'm giving you $25 for giving me the referral. And she was so surprised. She was like, really? I said, yeah, so this is going to be your total because I'm minusing the $25 right off of your total. And she was like, that's fabulous. So she was very happy. And then I've done that with other customers who've referred me on to their girlfriends who have called me and booked parties and that kind of stuff. So that's what I do at this point. But
Okay.
that's...
How do you make people aware of the $25 that you offer on that?
I mentioned that in my parties when I'm asking them to book a party. I also tell them, and if you refer someone to me who books a party, you get free product.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard you say that before in your
Know that.
30-second. Do you have that in written form anywhere? Or do you verbally tell people? Like, is it on your business card that you offer $25 for referral?
No, it's not on my business card. It's just something I say.
Gotcha.
And I mention to people a lot that if they refer someone to me who has a party, they get free gifts. And I have, when I do postcard invitations, I put that on there also. So I do put it out in several different ways to try to get people to think about it, because if you don't tell them,
Exactly.
they don't know.
Well, certainly one place, and Harry, he's going to come up probably a lot in this conversation, but Harry has that $25, I wish I had one on me, I don't, but it's a gift card.
It looks like a gift card. It looks
Yeah.
like a credit card, but it's...
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't swipe, but it does look like a credit card. That type of thing would work, I think, for anybody, but actually having a referral card, maybe the front of it says, it has your logo and all of that, but then the front also says, with your contact information, and makes a call to action with the $25 referral, and then the backside with lines and such that the person can write their name and information so you know where to track the referral back to. So,
But I like that little card because it has it looks like a wrapped present.
mm-hmm.
It's got the little bow on it. On the
Exactly.
side, and it says gift certificate. So,
Yeah, and that piece is designed to look like a gift card, essentially, and that's why it's got that fake magnetic strip on the back. I promise you, if you swipe it, nothing's going to happen. But that's very much a good way to draw in referrals. And I think if you have a referral program but don't have it on paper, don't have signs, don't have cards, don't have other materials that point to it, then that can be an issue because you don't really have a referral program, at least not that people know of, so to speak, without speaking to you in person. So I know that's why Harry does the gift cards, and I think something like that is a smart way to start. And honestly, I'm an advocate of multiple business cards. I've got my big cards that I did recently. I've got my standard cards that you all have seen that have been around for a while. And I've also got my $100 bill and $20 bill cards, and I carry all those on me. But soon I'll have a referral card, and then also doing some other cards. But why not have a card that emphasizes specifically the referral aspect of your business? And business cards, certainly these regular, business cards, that's not expensive. I paid like $50 for a 1,000 or something, you know, whatever. So having just another tool in your arsenal, I think, to take with you would be a good thing. And, you know, even with these cards that I use, I mean, you know, you can tie aspects of referrals to these as well that, you know, make money promoting my products type of thing.
And you said in the business card class that you can make different business cards for different aspects of your business, and you give them to the appropriate person. If you're dealing with commercial, the card would be a little different than a residential. You know, like, I guess everybody here has one thing, but some people have a couple of aspects of their business. Like I could do different thing for commercial than residential.
Yeah, and you might want to do a different referral
Right.
program for commercial versus residential, from group purchases to single purchases, depending. And I think also referral programs can be designed towards certain patients. Because one thing you might want to keep, or patients, clients, and things, but you know, one thing to keep in mind is that you've got to give them these tools and things to help them sell for you. And so I think those type of promotional materials will work well. And you also have to understand that people are motivated by different things. So I think that the money side of things and product is a good way to go, because it's better than a percentage off, because quite frankly people can't do percentages really that much anymore. I mean, I'm not good at math and I can barely do it. But yeah, you know, it's easy, but people just don't get into that. So a dollar figure off is going to be more powerful than a 10% off, even if the 10% off yields twice as much money, quite frankly, because no one's going to do the math properly. And that's, you know, we have to deal within the confines of the culture we live in, and that is a fact that most Americans are at an 8th grade reading level.
And I think people want to know the dollar amount right now versus you're going to get a percentage, but what is that going to be?
Exactly.
You know, so if you just say, well, you're going to get $25 off or whatever, that's better than...
Yeah, and you're keeping it concrete. But then there's also a flip side to that, in that some people will be insulted if you're giving them money for referring their friends. So a program with the $25 where you just give them, say, $25 cash might be insulting to another person. So having different ways of going about it based on who your target market is something you want to keep in mind.
Is it insulting the way that I tell people that if you give me a referral that turns into a placement, you know, it's a $50 bonus for helping me place a client into a job? You think that's an insult?
No, I don't take that as insulting. Well, me, I have a different relationship to money than I think other people might have, at least in the way I think about it. But what you're asking people is to send someone your way. You're not actually asking them to send their neighbor, their friend, their grandfather.
That'll turn into a
And that's a little different than asking me to send my best friend to you, if you will. So I think that is not insulting. And I don't really take it that way, really ever, but I do know that some people might view it that way, and so they might shy away from it for whatever reason. And so thinking about how you reward, and that's also why I included this 101 unique gift ideas for clients, is you don't have to just reward them with money or your product. You can reward them with all kinds of crazy things. I mean, there's just so much out there, and that this guidebook helps give you ideas based on who the client is and what they are faced with in life. Like, is your client overstressed? Is your client in need of a vacation? Is your client having family issues? I mean, you can come up with different gift ideas tailored for that person. And much like Michelle Williams was saying in her presentation about tying it to events, you can do that with referrals as well. You can tie it to, you know, movie tickets to the new Iron Man premiere, or Pez dispensers that are Iron Man. You know, I mean, there's, you know, to give to their kids, or who knows. I mean, you can be really creative about it, and the more creative you are, the more memorable and more powerful your referral system will be.
See, I always thought money was such a motivator for everybody, but
Well, that's well, yeah.
guess not.
Well, that's why recognition base is on here too. I mean, if you look at Amway, I mean, or Mary Kay, all these different companies, they have double diamond and gold and these different pins you earn and work your way up through. I mean, that's very intentional. Yeah.
To the pink car.
Yeah, exactly. That's very intentional, because some people are, and that's why PepNet has a recognition system as well. We want to reward people for coming to PepNet, for contributing to PepNet, for being there. And so that works just the same in referrals or in your own businesses. If you have employees that are giving you trouble, you know, recognize people. Let them know that you are a valued commodity in my business. And specifically in dealing with employees, I suggest employees are just as important as customers program to some of my clients, where it's basically you're treating your employee like a customer.
And to, excuse me, but like the ribbons and gifts, for employees, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And they can choose whatever they want.
Yeah, I like that. And it allows you to maintain your investment in the gift. Was there?
I think it was good what Sue said, and that is if you give a referral a gift and it has some staying power and it does have your name and phone number on it, it has an ability to lead to other referrals as well. Versus giving cash, it's all gone, within a certain period of time, and it doesn't have a staying power. If you give a client a gift that has your name branding on it or something that has a stay power, usually you have to think about that, because like a pen is terrible because people lose pens all the time. But things that will stay in a person's home, they'll put it in the refrigerator, things like that are more valuable because they have staying power to represent your business for a longer period of time.
Well, I think a massage, if somebody gets a gift certificate for that, they're always going to remember who gave them
Absolutely.
that great massage.
Absolutely.
The only problem I had with that is I did give one to somebody and they gave it back to me because they don't like massages.
Oh.
So you got to be careful with, there's people that don't like to be touched.
Mhm.
Very sensitive. It was a male, and I gave it to him for a Christmas gift, actually. So you got to be careful when you're rewarding because he.
Well, that's
might
true,
not
but
like
in
it.
that case, could they have passed it on to somebody else?
Yeah, I just think I just felt so bad when he came back. I'm like, oh, really? You don't like to be massaged? Who doesn't like massages?
Well,
It's
but
our friend. Then
It's our friend.
then you rewarded yourself because you could go ahead and use it. And it's like, you're your main body, right? I'm a cheap cooking bottle wash for my house. I mean, so
yeah.
to give myself a gift would be great, which I did. But
But I think that's great, your comment about the staying power of the different items you give people, because I know the coasters you give, I think those are excellent. I would never throw out the coasters that you give as a gift to your clients. And also mentioning that I think that's great, the massage is a gift, because you're tying it to emotions and feelings. And the type of, after getting a good massage, people are going to close their eyes, mentally go back to that time and be like, oh, I remember that, And that's kind of the type of stuff you want your clients to do, because that's going to embed in their memory in a different way than $25 that they spent that they put in their gas tank 10 minutes later. I mean, that's gone. They're not thinking about you.
So what's up with this? The coasters from him? All I got was a pen. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm joking.
Mark, you got coasters
No,
for me. I remember.
I got coasters from her.
You got both, so.
I'm just teasing.
No, that's good. You
They
have to come out.
have your name?
They're laser engraved from a company with a great course wealth management on a piece of glass, and they're glass coasters that go in a very fancy case, and they're very nice.
See-through, I like that part of
Yeah,
it, too.
I think that people won't throw them out, and they'll keep them around. Maybe they won't use them every day, but
It'll be there. And that's the point. And, you want to maintain top-of-mind consciousness so that when they do need your services, they're not Googling. They're going, oh, yeah, I need to call. They know who to call already. So moving forward, I'm going to cover real quick 3 proven methods to dramatically increase your referrals. So the first one is going to be to have a conversational basis. And the key to that is not to be self-defeating. We can't wimp out when it comes to asking for referrals. Because if we do a good job and we work hard and we do all the things that we should be doing, there should be no reason why anyone would not refer to you. They should, I don't know if I said that right. But anyways, yeah, they should refer to you because of the fact that you have a conversational basis. You are talking with them, maintaining top-of-mind consciousness, delivering customer service. And once again, you can use current events to maintain your relevancy in your promotional efforts. Makes it fun. And I mean, we're coming into the summer blockbuster season, so it's a no-brainer to tie into the Marvel movies and these other things that are going to be coming out regularly for the next 3-4 months. And even in the upcoming year, I think they have over 100 comic book movies coming out next year. So, and it's fun. And that's what we want to do also, is keep these things fun and unique for your clients. Timing is critical as well, which is why I spoke earlier about how you need to nail them with a referral request when they are using your products and services or when they have their greatest need. And once again, that ties into top-of-mind consciousness. And then setting an expectation for referrals in your business. If you're hesitant when asking for a referral, like, you want to refer? You know anybody? I mean, that doesn't really get you very far. But if people come into your business with the expectation that they are to give referrals, they will give referrals. So they don't want to let you down, if you will. So you want to make that clear in the way you do business with people, that you expect referrals, however you might go about that.
One of the things that we did, and this is just kind of off the topic, on our voicemail, if you call our office and nobody's there to answer the phone, our voicemail says, Right Course Wealth Management, if you've been referred to us by anybody, please list the name that was referred to us. And it just brings it to mind for our current clients that might call that we do take referrals, and it's just a reminder. So it's something that you can do as well.
That is awesome. I like that. That is great. That is great. And that ties in well to the upcoming method number 2, which is a direct response customer newsletter. Just real briefly, direct response is pretty much everything that I do is encapsulated in that, meaning asking specifically for a call to action from a client. Direct response has guarantees, headlines, testimonials, bullet points, benefits, not features, that type of stuff. And so in my newsletters and other newsletters, one of the things that I want to make sure is in them is a thank you to my clients that have referred to me over the past month. My business is built on people like you. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you, John Doe. That's very important because it's a psychological trigger, and that is killer to throw that on your message like that. I think that is excellent, and I think that's something that all of us could probably, what did I say, snag and distribute for our own uses in our own businesses. So that's a great thing. But newsletters are a great way to keep up that contact with people and build referrals. When I talk about them, I tell people that they should be homespun. They should look like you did it yourself, not this slick type of stuff that people just chuck. It's not image branding. You're going to want to focus on building emotional relationships. And essentially, it's got to be done right, meaning it's crafted lovingly, includes psychological triggers like testimonials, referrals, client of the month, guarantees in there. But above all, you want to fill it. And you can do newsletters on postcards this big, up to 4-page foldouts, to email. It's really kind of whatever fits into your particular industry and price points. But remember that when you're sending out information to get a referral, it really should be guided by how much is a referral worth to me. So I think a referral for John would be worth different than a referral for Sue. You sell different products and services. The lifetime stick value of somebody is going to be different in those industries. And so you want to look at how much is a customer worth and then pay, an amount to get that customer via referral. And so that's really something to think about. And tied into that is going to be how long is that customer going to be with me, how long is that customer going to pay me, and how many people is that customer going to refer to me, and then it starts over again, those referrals. And so when you start to track this stuff, you see a picture of referrals that grows exponentially, which is what makes them so valuable for small businesses. So moving on to method number 3, clients are the source, not the sales force. And that's kind of been a theme going on so far, is that we can't expect them to go do this for us. We have to provide them with materials. They are the source of the referral, but they will not be your sales force. So you've actually got to follow up with them as well. So once you get your referral and you don't have anything come out of it, then you want to follow back up with the person that gave you the referral, but also with the person that you talked with, unless they said, don't ever talk to me again. Otherwise, you want to go ahead and throw them into your marketing funnel and keep communicating with them until such time as they do need your products and services. And so when you're doing these, you want to ask for names, addresses, email addresses. Like Harry today, he was asking for the name and address, and I think that's a great way to do referrals because he's sending a gift in the form of a letter with your name on it to the person, and I think that's a great way to go about it as well. So you want to collect all of this information for the referral and ultimately be putting that into your marketing software or however you go about marketing your business, because truly the value in any business, and I can't stress this enough, is going to be in the list. If you're not focused on building a list of customers, then you are leaving money behind on the table, likely hundreds if not thousands of dollars. And I can tell you one of the most valuable things I've gotten out of PepNet is probably a 60-70% increase in my list over the time I've been here. And that's really what has provided the value to me, is these names of people that I've been staying in contact now for years and do business with me years down the line simply because I met them in a PepNet and took their business card and bothered to send them an email 5 times. And when you think about that, even sending that email, it's cheap. It costs nothing. Only a little bit of time, and then to stay in contact with them over that time, or via snail mail or whatever works for your industry. And so marketing tools that you can use to extract that value out of your referrals are business cards, which we talked about. Referral scripts, I have an example of the script I use. I know when people say the word script, it draws up negative connotations, but movies have scripts, and movies make millions. And I guarantee you, if you deviate from the script and the director doesn't like it, you're going to hear about it. And so scripts are invaluable in business, and so you want to be sure to use those at moments that it makes sense. And so for me, cold calling a referral, it makes sense to just follow a script that's designed to get me past the gatekeeper, because you've got to get past that first, among other things that are in that process.
That's why you can't shut up and tell a marketer.
Yeah.
Because the minute you get to the point in the script where you're deviating, they hit right back on the script and continue right on. It's like...
Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that I always like to point out is I don't like to point out problems without offering solutions. And so the solution to clients are not the source, the sales force, is done-for-you marketing templates. And here's where we can go ahead and move into some of this material here. And this is our second mastermind opportunity of this session, in which the question is, how can we use these templates in our own businesses? So what I've provided in here are referral thank you postcard, a referral form, a referral sign, and endorsed joint venture letter. And then as a bonus, any of these could be converted into an email fairly simply. So I'm wondering if anybody sees anything in here that they might find useful in their business, and that these templates are set up that there is the yellow there. All you have to do is simply put in your information there. So just as an example, I think because there's great synergy between Michael and Sue, you could do why is a chiropractor writing you about a massage therapist? Well, dear contact, I know you're probably wondering why a chiropractor like myself is writing you about a massage therapist. I'm doing this for two reasons. I just wanted to share with you an amazing experience that I just had last week with Sue. She did such and such, You're one of my valued customers, so I want to give you this free massage. Once again, that's pushing business towards you. Michael's getting the benefit of giving his customers a free massage. She gets the chance to sell them. Oh, you got to duck out? No worries, we'll provide the audio next week. So, and this one goes in through a different. Once again, these templates have to be customized to your specific business and all of that. But basically, you can walk through and see how it's very easy to adjust this. It's a one-page form, so for the cost of printing a page and an envelope, and what are they up to now? 47. I swear they're getting so expensive.
46.
46. So for 46 cents, essentially 50 cents, you can send this out with a chance to draw in new clients that way. And it's beneficial for you because you would be giving new services to your clients, and it's beneficial for her. And so it works real well, I think, with non-competing industries. Now, something like this could also be easily converted into an email that you send. And the way I typically do this is I offer to do all of the work for them if they'll merely give me access to their list. And as you remember what I was saying before, that's what I want. I want that list because that's where the money is. And they'll let you have access to that list because they don't have to do anything but give you the list. And in turn, they receive some kind of benefit because you're giving some kind of free widget, free service, free product to their clients. Plus, it's another touch from them, much like the gift from Harry is.
I missed it. I thought you were sending this to your clients, referring to somebody else.
This would be sent by you to the person that is endorsing you, to their list.
Okay.
To their list. Not the person that's endorsing you, but to the person that's endorsing you's list, if that makes sense. No, it's a little roundabout. But there are other ones in here, too, that I think I try to include a wide variety. I think for anybody that has people fill out forms, I'm thinking right away here, John, Michael, and they probably fill out some kind of forms with you.
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, if you do have people that fill out forms, then simply slipping in a referral form in the middle of all that junk you give them is a powerful thing to do because they will fill it out as part of all your other forms.
But he did once upon a time ask us to go on Angie's list, so that would be from us a good referral point, saying that we recommended him the Angie's list, which is where a lot of people go to get top marketing people anyway.
there's an option there. And I think also, even if you don't have forms that people fill out, I do recommend people have some kind of welcome to my business type of package. Here's who I am, here's how I do business, here's how you can contact me, here's the form you need to fill out for referrals, here's the form you need to fill out for testimonials, things of that nature. But a referral form slipped into the middle of your existing materials that people have to fill out will generate more referrals, hands down, no question. Because they'll simply fill it out just like they would any other piece of paperwork they have to fill out. It may not work for everybody, but certainly it'll work for some. And then another one that fits in that vein is if you have a referral sign. If you have an office that you work out of, then there should be a referral sign. If you see clients in an office, there should be strategically placed signs that say, hey, I have a referral program. My business depends upon you specifically to bring me referrals. And so that type of call to action to people, at very least, is a subliminal way to do that. And once again, it comes back to the conversation. If people walk into your office every time and see a referral request, they're going to remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to refer, I'm supposed to refer, I'm supposed to refer. And really, we want to build a culture so that people feel odd not referring, honestly. Make them feel out of place that they haven't, oh, what's wrong with me? I haven't sent John 10 referrals yet. That type of thinking is what we really want to embed. And so a referral sign in an obvious place in your business where people will see every time is a good idea, very simple idea. And really, these are no-cost ideas. So for the cost of printing up a nice-looking sign and a frame, very powerful stuff. And then some of these are also more specific. Another one that I really like, the card. This one's a little tricky because I like it because, first of all, it's a card that folds open, essentially, that you're sending. And you can do this in different forms with just a normal postcard and not one that folds open like a thank you card. But that's what this is not only are you thanking them for being a client, we know you didn't have to go spend your money with me. You could have spent your money anywhere else. And just for those that might not know exactly where I'm at, this is coming out of the referral additional handout that I gave. And so what this one does is, so it thanks them for being your client and reminds them that they didn't have to spend their money with you. But then also, it asks for them to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. And then also asks for a referral with very specific information. So it's really a three-part piece. You're thanking them and telling them you're so glad they're your customer. You're asking for feedback. And then for the final coup de grace, you're asking for a referral. So you're showing that you care about them, you care about what they think, and by the way, since we did a good job, can you send someone my way?
So why the typo on here?
Typo?
I mean,
that one's not intentional.
Oh, I just wondered if it was intentional.
No, I do actually do. I might have. Who knows? When I first designed that, and these materials actually do come out of my personal materials that I use to market, and I might have had something in mind back then, but I honestly don't remember.
I noticed that.
So is this a three-part postcard, or is this one front and back of a postcard, and then these are just two other little...
It's hard to kind of show, but it's like a card that opens up like a thank you card, you know what I mean? Like a regular card. So you've got the back, you've got the exterior, and then the interior. So the first two you see here are the exterior of the card. The next two are the interior of the card.
It's a kind you fold a piece of paper twice, and you can put it in a...
Yeah. I mean, it's like this, essentially, but in a postcard size. See what I'm saying? So this is the exterior, the thank you for being our valued client with all of the mailing stuff, because you can actually mail these cards, is what it's designed to mail it to your entire list. And then on the interior, you've got the information on what did I do right, what did I do wrong, and then can I have a referral?
An invitation card, envelopes, these would fit in.
Yeah, and that's what it's designed to be. Yeah, exactly. Invitation cards, which are the smallest postcard expense that you can send, which is also some of the thoughts that went into this is, okay, how can I make this so that everybody can use it? Or if they do use it, how can I keep the costs down so you can really maximize that? Because you want to send something like this to everybody on your list. It's a great touch.
You can print it right on your computer, those things. They have,
yeah, they have different ones and templates and things that you can print up. And I mean, you know, if you really want to, you could even take it a step further, save some money, and actually write it out. You know, thank you for being a client. Is there anything we're doing wrong? Let me know. If you know anybody you can send our way, go ahead and write it down, you know. This card is designed, though, so it can be returned back to you. So that would be...
That was my next question.
Yeah. So there's two ways to do it. You can either hand it out and then they mail it back to you, or you can actually mail it to them and then they bring it in when they come in. I mean, there's some different ways to do it based on what exactly you're looking to do with your referral system. So that's a real powerful way to do that as well. And then I think I covered the 4 main templates in here. Yeah, so we've got the sign, the form, the postcard, and an endorsed mailing letter or an endorsed email. So even with the endorsed email, I mean, you can use that right away with a member of PepNet. You just have to find a non-competitive complementary business, is what I always tell people. And then, even if you're not complimentary, as long as it's something that your list would value, I mean, you can give away free carpet cleanings and other things, or however that fits into your business model. So there's a lot of different ways they can be used, and of course.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Maybe that's something we need to talk about during PepNet is something that we brainstormed here, is have everybody come up with their own gift certificate cards that we can have, say, I want to give somebody a carpet cleaning, do you have something I can give to them that they can bring to you, and once they use it, then I can pay for it, you know what I mean?
I honestly would like to see a lot more of that going on in the group, and I also admit that I personally have not spearheaded an effort like that, even though I see the total value in it. It's ridiculous, the type of value. And for power partners that already meet, like I know Jerry Case used to have a group that the power partners that you're a part of.
Yeah, it still meets.
It still meets?
Yeah,
Well,
it's a group of primarily real estate. It's the Ron Smith, Mike Bradley.
no, yeah, Bradley.
Sorry, Bradley. Mike Roberts.
Roberts.
Me and Misty Berger.
No,
Is Danielle still in there?
I haven't seen Danielle for a little while.
that's funny because I was going to ask her something today and noticed she wasn't there.
She's taken on a big client that super demanding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll have to get Mark on her.
Yep.
Got you. Well, so that's kind of the different snag and distribute type items you could use, and I think it would be worth having a conversation in PepNet about that, because it's a no-brainer, really. I mean, we've got 47 businesses, something like that on average. Certainly one of them is a good referral partner for you, and all you have to do is fill in the blanks for the templates that I've given you. I can also provide those, depending on the desire for it, I can provide all of these as templates to you in Word doc and Publisher docs, so that all you have to do is merely edit it out and go. So, something to think about. And then coming to the end here, Michael Black, AfroMarketing. It's been a pleasure talking to you about this. How are we on time today? I'm just wondering, because I know sometimes you have to be right on out of here, and I don't want to step on your toes.
No, it's fine.
Well, we started about 8-10 minutes late.
Started late.
Yeah, so that gives me a chance to move a little forward then. I've got 6 more proven ways to dramatically increase your referrals. Now, we're not going to have time to cover all of these, but I like to under-promise and over-deliver. So these last ones you'll be able to look at on your own and kind of get more ideas. But I will cover some of the... That QR code works too, by the way. Oh, yeah.
Because I helped run the design.
Yeah.
First thing out of my mouth was, you need to put it in Michael's break.
Yeah, yep, and then she came up with that idea from there. It's very useful. I like it. It's
I
fun.
Put that as big hair.
Well, one of my taglines is big hair, big ideas. But that's also, when I do use that as a promotional piece, I typically say scan with with red mark or QR laser to receive a special free offer. Is often how I do that, so people know that that is a QR code, because it is hidden in there pretty well. So, but I'm going to talk about just my favorites of these last bonus ones, being method number 5, increasing your frequency of communication. This actually came up in my discussions for marketing for a Valiant Academy. I just joined their board of directors, and I was sending out social media posts at 3 a day for their fan page. And then they were asking, well, that seems like that's too much communication. Won't they get annoyed? And that's the thing, is that, well, with Facebook, I don't think you really can annoy someone with too much communication, since you control the flow of communication.
There's some people who post every move they make. Give it a break.
Well, yeah, well, I think that...
You can choose to log in or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't log in.
Well, but when somebody says, I put something on Facebook I like to see, and then I start looking at,
Other stuff that they've
oh
posted.
yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm.
I made myself a coffee, sun is shining.
Well, Amazingly
you
enough,
post it?
I read an article yesterday that said that 1 in 10 people have been fired in the last year due to Facebook and social media improper use. And the specific example they gave was a school teacher posted a picture of her posing with a wine in one glass and a beer in the other. And the parents called the school and said it's inappropriate. And they basically tell her to either take a leave of absence or resign. And she did. And so you have to be careful with that. Everybody should be careful.
Yeah, it stays.
What they post up there.
I don't like Facebook at all.
Yeah, what happens you know the saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Well, what happens on Facebook stays in the world.
It does.
I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody
it's
knows.
archived. I can go back and look at pretty much anything on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, and I actually archive my Facebook to cloud storage now because I found I could. I was like, hey, why not? I'll archive it.
I didn't realize how it grows. I mean, because you're connected to this person, you're connected to all their connections, and then all their connections, and it just. I had to go through a security thing and look at those pictures. They said, who is this? And you had to push. They give you like 10 selections that you can push. I didn't even know half of them. I failed. I couldn't know who's on my Facebook, and it's crazy.
So in other words, you can over communicate.
I still don't believe in it.
I mean, with the Facebook.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Inappropriate.
yeah, inappropriate. And coming back to that, I read an article just recently about a person that was a intern at a company. I can't remember what it was. They're stuck doing intern work and didn't like it, and they were posting on Facebook about it. They got fired
Well, yeah.
because they were talking about, oh, I hate making copies as they're making copies. I'm like, oh,
What do you think
surprise,
about
surprise.
LinkedIn, is that what's called?
Yeah, LinkedIn. I mean, I think it's a must-be to be on Google plus Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. It's a must. Honestly, I mean,
Even if you don't use it, LinkedIn is more professional networking, in my opinion. But there are still people who do, post, but typically they're trying to post about their business. I find that LinkedIn is more professional.
yeah.
And that's what its focus is.
Yeah, it's basically Facebook, but a professional focus.
I've never Twittered, so I don't know anything about that. So.
Twitter is microblogging, 140 characters max post is what it is. And so, but what I like about Twitter is I can push my Twitter feed to all the other places. So actually, Twitter is the hub of my social media efforts.
Really?
Yeah. So,
You get more out of it than you reach more people, you think, and it
Well-
goes faster?
well, what I do is I send my information to Twitter, and then Twitter pumps it to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google Buzz, or well, it's now Google Plus. And so I'm posting at a given time. Well, usually when I post to like 6 services, and I do it all from one location using Hootsuite through Twitter. So Twitter is a very valuable thing. There's a whole language of Twitter, just like there's a language of Facebook that you have to get into. But there's nothing wrong with making a profile now and starting that working for you and then figuring it out later. No one's going to fault you for that. And that's usually what I tell people is go ahead and make it, and then when you have time, get back to it. Because all it really is what's your username, what's your email address, what's your age, occupation. I mean, it takes 5 minutes to set up an account, and even if you never use it again, it's still on the web doing something for you.
I'm so slow. I had to have my grandson help me do the Facebook on my new tablet that I thought. Like, I couldn't even figure out how to do that. He said, come on, give it to me. 15, yeah, I mean, all logged in and everything.
Definitely. But when it comes to marketing, I don't believe you can over-communicate. And that's really where it's at for me, because people choose whether or not to read, and they'll choose to unsubscribe. And that's fine. I mean, if I communicate with people and I send information all the time, and if people don't like it, they can unsubscribe, and that's just fine. So you want to build that relationship with them, though. You might even have a customer appreciation calendar. You know, how often are you going to reward people who do business with you? Is it monthly? Is it weekly? Is it quarterly? Just knowing that and putting those steps into practice will differentiate yourself from your competition.
See, my customers are all people the HR managers that do the hiring. So I want to keep stroking their backs and keeping them remembering me when they need to hire somebody. So like the HR at Lowe's, I know Becky really well, and I know the people at Home Depot, and all those are who I want to reward and keep my face in front of them to say, if you have a need, if you want to hire, call me. Don't advertise, call me.
Yeah.
And so they're really my customers that I'd be interested in doing all this for.
And see, in hearing that, I would tend to think that maybe, say, holding a customer appreciation event, which is often what I tell people to do, that may not work for your industry, perhaps, or for the way you do business, but maybe some kind of online customer appreciation would work, like maybe a video that you've created with an offer at the end to a link that gives them something, That way, they don't have to do anything. You get that into their hands, and then they've got the ability to respond, and they don't have to go to an event or go out of their way, which they most likely wouldn't do anyways.
Yeah, something using Mandy's thing, let them pick out something.
There you go. Oh, that's something that I forgot to mention earlier. Thank you for mentioning that. Is that when we give out these gifts, you want to make sure that they have a high perceived value but low cost for you to be able to give them out. So vacation certificates are a good thing that you can get for cheap and give to people. That's really what it is what can you give them that they're going to perceive as high dollar, even if it's not. And then, and that's what I prefer is high perceived value, low cost, so that I can give away as many as possible. So that's definitely a factor that feeds into things, and that also fits into the lifetime customer value as well. But frequency of communication is a big one. Viral materials also, when you design these things, make them fun. I mean, I tend to think, like business cards, for instance. I can't tell you how many times people don't take my business card from me. I give it to them, and they're like, oh, that's happened to me twice in the last 2 days. I'm like, no, go ahead. It's yours. So, that, and also, like this card, I always have elements like that built in, with my fuzzy little head popping up at the bottom, or the QR code, that's my afro, or this giant business card that has all the pictures and me with my afro. I mean, that's all done because I want my materials to stick. And this card, I've seen this card, not this exact version, but other versions I've done, stick for years and have people come back with this clipped onto their notepad of stuff they had to ask me. So the question is, how can we make these materials stick with people? And so keep that all in mind.
Note to self, grow afro.
That one took me 10 years to work on, but... Oh, one last one I'm going to throw in that's real fast, because we still probably got about 5 minutes here. Method number 8 is a big one, and this once again ties into anyone. It's perfect for anybody that gives an invoice or receipt. You have a stamp made that says something along the lines of, have you referred to me recently? I'm imagining one of those round stampers. Have you referred to me recently? And then in the center, you either say what you'll give them or put a $sign or whatever, but stamp your invoices with those. You can also do testimonial stamps if you need testimonials. But stamp the invoice and make that your call to action without even having to say a word to them. And you could do that easily when you give them your invoice at the end. You stamp it and you just give it to them. And once again, subliminally suggesting, have you referred to me? Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to refer. Things of that nature.
Would you stamp it right in front of them?
Maybe, because then it makes me wonder, what's he stamping? Why is he stamping it?
I want to add something real quick. Most of you know I work for Brian anyway, with Reflected Comfort. And on the back, when I hand him that yellow piece of paper inviting him to dinner, he's now got on the back with their free oil change. So after I mark the 6 o'clock that you need to be there at 6 o'clock and be out of there no later than 7, I turn it over and I say, bring this along. I circle my name and my phone number so you know who referred you. I flip it over and I say, we're going to give you a free oil change with a filter, American-made oil, because I plugged Sandy's in there. Mm-hmm. You get a free meal, plus we're going to show you how to do 52% off your utilities.
That's great.
I mark that down, so the minute that they leave, they know that they need to bring that card back. I'm going to get my name out there, and that this is what you're going to get for coming.
And do you still have to listen to Brian for an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can always do that presentation part.
Yeah.
all the way down to include the benediction for when he blesses the food. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always got that down to the science, but yeah, it's very something. You hand them this, and then you remind them, this is what you're going to get. Make sure you bring this along, so this is what you get when you get there. Mm-hmm. I don't tell them that they have to listen to me.
Yeah. I think coming back to what you asked, I would stamp that form in front of them, because then it gives you a reason to then go into a pre-designed pitch about your referral system. You stamp in front of them. Oh yeah, well, just to let you know, I wanted to, I stamped this just to remind you that XYZ, that I'll give you this or do this. So I think a referral stamp is, once again, very simple, easy tools that you can use. We all give invoices and receipts, so why not just stamp that on there for them? Stamp it on the back of the receipt, what have you. Now I'm just kind of flipping through these. Staff training is a big one too, especially when building, and that's number 9, building the, let's see, what's the term I used? The culture of referrals in your business. If you have staff, that your staff should be trained to say, things like, oh yeah, well, all of our customers refer to us. Our business is based solely on referrals from people just like you. Who have you sent our way recently? And it might sound presumptuous, however you want to word that, but we do want to be presumptuous because we do an excellent job for our clients, and they should want to refer to us.
We could say, have you, or who have you referred? That kind of thing. Instead of, have you, like, expecting, I guess you want to expect something from them, but if it seems pretentious, you could just change the wording a little bit, soften it.
Yep.
Good idea.
And I tend to word things fairly strongly, because the way I see it, I mean, if I offend people, I'm just fine with that, as long as I'm not offending my clients that pay me money. I mean, that's what it's about. I don't care about offending someone that doesn't think anything about me and thinks I'm crazy for having an afro. That's fine. I don't want your money. That's fine. You weren't going to do business with me anyways. It didn't matter if I had an afro on my card or not.
Right.
So, being offensive is good in business, just as long as you're not offensive to the people that give you money. Because, we want other people talking about it. I'm fine with, people going around the street saying, there's this guy, this marketing guy, he's got an afro. I don't know what he's thinking. Oh, who was he? Oh, AfroMarketing. I think it's www.afromarketing.net. That's what I want, is I want people out there talking about me. So, but also, this little bit of language I included on that slide is great for if you have a referral sign in your office and someone says, oh, you have a referral program? Oh, yeah. And then you go into that little spiel, if you will, or your staff or what have you. But since your staff is going to be your first point of contact with your clients, they're often one of the most important. And if your staff is not well trained and they're out there doing business not the way they should be or not according to your model, that's dangerous. You got to keep them on the ranch. So, any other questions or things that people had or didn't touch on that you'd like to mention now?
A lot of great points, Michael.
Well, thank you.
Great stuff.
Good job.
And I cover a lot of material, and of course, if you have any other stuff you'd like to talk to me about, I'm always happy to do one-on-ones and work with you together, afterwards to help put things together. So,
thank you very much.
My pleasure.